Welcome to Release Your Inner Power podcast. I am your host, Shauna B. And before we dive in, I need you to know something important. We are officially in phase 3. And this phase is where things start to feel a little bit different. Up until now, we've done some deep work. We've looked at the stories in our heads, the patterns we've been stuck in, the way we talk about ourselves when life feels heavy. And if you've been nodding along, yep, that's me, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Phase 3 is all about self-care that actually works, not the Instagram perfect, bubble bath only version of self-care. We're talking about real life, busy life, tired but still showing up for everyone kind of self-care. This pillar is about learning how to support you in a way that fits your season. Not forcing routines that don't even match your energy, not adding more to your plate and calling it growth, and definitely not shaming yourself for needing rest or space or even a reset. In this phase, we're focusing on things like how to calm the overwhelm without disappearing from your life, where your energy is leaking, because yes, that is a thing, moving your body, feeding yourself, and caring for yourself without pressure or perfection, and creating small, doable resets that actually make a difference. This is the phase where you stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what do I need right now? So if you're craving relief, if you're tired of white knuckling your way through the week, and if you want to feel more like yourself again without blowing up your whole life, you are in the right place. When was the last time you felt calm? And that it lasted longer than 12 minutes. Not the kids are finally asleep. I'm totally gonna doom scroll, calm, right? Not the I finally crossed the 3 things off of my to-do list that needed to be done calm. I'm talking about that steady, grounded, regulated calm where your shoulders drop and your jaw unclenches and you feel like you're actually in your life and not chasing it to the next thing. Yeah. If that feels rare, today's episode is totally for you. We are in phase 3, self-care that actually works. And today that we are talking about something pretty powerful, like a grown woman energy, life-changing energy, right? Protecting your peace, not finding it, not wishing for it. Oh, I really want that. I need that in my life. Protecting it. And we're doing it through boundaries. We're doing it through routines and rituals and daily habits that keep calm a priority and not an afterthought, right? So let's get into it. Let me tell you about a time where I knew something had to change. It was a Tuesday, nothing super dramatic. Nobody was yelling. There wasn't any crisis, but I remember I was in my kitchen and there was dishes in the sink and my phone was buzzing because I had some text messages, email notifications were stacking up. I knew that my day was busy with calendar, appointments and things. And my brain was running through, that kind of okay, I have to remember to do this. I have to remember to do this. I have to remember to do this. And I'm trying to sort out my thoughts and what I'm doing. And my kiddo just asked me a simple question. And I was snapped, right? And not because of the question, but because I was fried. I was trying to sort my thoughts and do the things. And the worst part, I realized that no one had taken my piece. That I'm just handing it out, just dishing it out left and right, doing all the things, checking all the boxes, blah, blah, blah. I said yes when I meant to say no. I checked my email super late at night, or I overcommitted to something that I didn't really want to do. I would answer text messages immediately instead of wait because I had to answer it. I filled every single quiet moment and every single rest moment with the next box checking to do thing. And then I'm over here wondering why I'm feeling so anxious, overwhelmed, snappy. No, that's when I realized that situation with my kiddo, like that my peace and my calm and all of this, like that's not there. Like that's not there. And peace isn't something that you just like stumble into like, oh, here it is. Naturally, I feel so good now. No, it's something that you need to protect. It's something that you want to keep in your life. And protecting it requires boundaries and rituals and, daily habits, not just your intention on how you want to do something. So I want to break this down, okay? So let's take a deep breath before I give some guardrails, if you will, okay? Boundaries are not about being mean. They're not about pushing people away. They're not about being too much. They are the guardrails. They're the guardrails that keep you from driving off of the cliff, right? And if you are constantly exhausted or kind of resentful or maybe overstimulated or super anxious, that's usually a sign that your guardrails are missing. And here's the part that might sting a little bit. You cannot protect your peace without disappointing somebody out there. I'm going to wait a second to let that land. Because if you try to make everybody comfortable, you will always be the one that's uncomfortable. So what does this actually look like then? Okay, right? What does this actually look like then? Because here's some examples that I can give you that you can use. So not answering text immediately, not checking an email after a certain time of day, saying, no, I can't do that right now. That's it. No, I can't do that right now. And no, because that's a complete sentence, right? Take 24 hours. I need to think about that maybe before you say yes. Leaving a room when the energy just feels off and it's just not it. Limiting the conversations that suck your energy and just totally drain you. And here's the mindset shift. Boundaries are not punishments. They are the clarity. When you communicate clearly, you feel calmer. Calm is the goal. So let's transition with that because boundaries will protect your external world, but the rituals and routines, those protect your internal world. So rituals, it's going to be a tongue twister for me today. Rituals and routines are small, repeatable moments that tell your nervous system you are safe. And in a world that moves, fast, demands all these things, more, your body needs cues that you're okay. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's not some 90-minute morning routine that starts at 4:30 in the morning, okay? It's simple little things. Now let me share one of mine. So every morning before I grab my phone, I will sit in the morning with my coffee. No noise, no scrolling, just noticing the quiet and what I can hear. Even if it's for 5 minutes, I might hear a fan going because we're a fan family at night, or I might hear the heat turn on, or I might hear the birds outside. I just sit with nothing and just notice because stillness can show you also how overstimulated you are. But now it's my anchor in the morning. Other rituals that you might be able to do could be maybe like if you're not into the morning situation, that's fine. It could be an evening situation, a 10-minute evening reset, like we kind of talked about in the reset episode. You could do that at night. Or maybe it's a Sunday like planning ritual of what, you do during the week. or a closing the kitchen ritual. And I don't know about you guys, but I do this because I am not going to be in the kitchen for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it could be a short walk after dinner, music in the car instead of a podcast sometimes. Or it could be something as small as lighting a candle when you journal, as like holding space for yourself. These little rituals or routines can tell your body that we are not in chaos mode. Okay. Doing these over and over will help you. It helps build the cue for your body to respond in calm once you practice them. These rituals create the calm in the moments. Habits create the calm in your lifestyle. Okay. So let's move there. Let's move there. Okay. Habits are the small little decisions that you repeat and that you practice to protect this calm space, to this peace, or slowly like drain it. So let's talk about habits, like peace, calm habits. Let's talk about those that can help. Okay. So one is a pause button. I've talked about it before. It's a huge, right? Huge one. You can use it in a lot of areas in your life. So before responding, before reacting, maybe before saying yes, just hit that pause button. Just pause. One breath. A single breath can save you in arguments. It can save you in overcommitting yourself to anything else in your life. Just that one little pause. A second one is an energy check habit. So ask yourself daily, multiple times during the day, maybe morning, afternoon, night, whatever. What drained me today? What drained me? What fueled me today? And when you can see and track that, you can start designing your day and your life around what supports you because you can throw out what drained you and you can add more of what fueled you. It's noticing what you're noticing in your energy throughout the day. Okay. The third one I'm going to talk about is stopping the spiral habit. Yes, please. Because when your brain starts catastrophizing everything, everything is like the sky is falling, blah, 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 because that happens a lot. And sometimes it's uncontrollable. You totally feel like you're coming off the rails. You totally start spiraling, all the things, all the feels. And instead of believing every thought that's coming in and spiraling around, ask yourself, is this fact or is this fear? You can add the pause button in this too. Is this fact or is this fear? That one question alone can stop anxiety from running the show. And here is this little transition that matters. Boundaries will protect your time, right? Rituals protect your nervous system. Habits protect your mindset. All three of these together protect your peace. Using those three tools that we just talked about are going to be super helpful with all of this, which leads me to the weekly challenge. Utilizing this stuff in your weekly challenge is a way to practice it to where you build that muscle so it sticks. Get the thing that tells your body to be calm. This is a calm space, and get that nervous system back into regulation mode. Okay, friend. Here is your challenge for the week. I would like you to choose one boundary, choose one ritual routine, and choose one habit, not 10. We're not overhauling life over here, just one of each. For example, a boundary could be no phone after 8 p.m. A ritual routine could be 5 quiet minutes in the morning while you're drinking your coffee or whatever beverage of choice you drink in the morning. One habit could be hitting that pause button and taking a deep breath before responding to something. That's it. Small little shifts, small, teeny little shifts make a big impact. And consistency in practicing these over the intensity. Just practicing the small steps. Okay. Now, I would like to add in to your toolbox, and these tools are practical that you can actually use immediately. You can start using these today. But I want to give you a couple of tools to add to this to help you be able to do the challenge, and with your peacemaking things that I just gave you. Okay. Tool number one is let me get back to you. So it's a phrase that you can say that buys you space before you overcommit in your head. Like, let me get back to you. Let me get back to you. Meaning yourself, giving you that time. It kind of goes along with the pause and taking a deep breath type situation. Tool number two is the 5 4 3 2 1 reset. This one is super helpful also for the spiral situation. You can use it when you're super overwhelmed and you can start feeling yourself revving up. You can pause. You can say 5 things that you see, 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you hear, 2 things that you smell, and 1 thing that you taste. Doing this one thing is instantly grounding because it totally brings you back into your body. So this is another huge one that I've used many times when you can feel the spiral starting and I'm like, nope, not doing that. And I use this one. Tool number 3 is the peace filter. So before saying yes, ask yourself, is this really protecting my energy and my peace, or am I putting more pressure on myself? If it's more pressure, take a minute and reconsider. Just take a minute and mull it over and reconsider. Okay. I also want you to hear something that having calm and in your life is not selfish. It is super powerful. A regulated woman can make clear decisions, can show up better, they love better, they lead better, they live better, they're not snapping at their kiddos, right? Protecting your peace and protecting your energy is not withdrawing from things. It's not taking away from things. It's engaging with things intentionally. And when you start protecting that peace, you stop reacting or responding or stop being in survival mode, and you start designing your day, your life, your month, whatever it is. And this is where the magic begins. Imagine this. Imagine this. 6 months from now, you don't snap as fast. You don't overcommit as often. You feel steadier, more clear, more grounded. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choice. Protecting your peace is a daily decision, not a one-time big moment, decision. And this week you're starting. And I'm so proud of you for wanting this, because the woman who protects her peace, she becomes unstoppable. So take your one boundary, your one ritual, routine, your one habit, and go practice. And next week, we're going to build on this, because once you start protecting your peace, you can finally expand your power. So I will see you next week. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, or got some gems to take away that will boost your week. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to click that follow button to not miss what is coming next. If you love the show or want to share a story, send me a quick message. I love hearing from listeners. If you know someone who needs this episode in their life, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. If you are looking to connect more, check out the show notes for all the social links, my website. I would love to hear how this episode helped you and what you loved about it. If there's a topic you want to hear about, send that too. All right, ladies, now is the time to release your inner power. Are you feeling like you're behind or something's off, or you've tried to do something new and you just can't get on that wagon, you just keep falling off. Guess what? You're human and life doesn't follow a perfect timeline. Maybe the year didn't start the way that you hoped. Maybe your goals got buried under real life stuff. But here's the truth. You're allowed to begin again anytime you want, whether it's July, September, December, January. Progress doesn't have a deadline. That's why now is the perfect time to join Empower Her. We meet you where you are, help you build momentum, and remind you that you don't have to do this alone. There's still so much time left. Let's make it count together.